Before time began, there was a man of great knowledge about film who decided to make a really bad Optimus Prime impression and do a film review once again. Now what's up? Felt like screwing around. What's going on? Got some new effects. Hear that? I'm turning it up for you. Ready for that music? If you guys don't stop and start doing yoga right now, I'm gonna be disappointed. Yoga, go. I'll wait. Alright, that's enough. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Marvel movies, which is a touchy subject, because everybody fucking loves it. So, we're going to go with a touchy subject. We're going to go with Marvel movies. Specifically, we're going to talk about the Iron Man movies tonight on this particular video. Alright, let's turn the music off. Hang on a second. Okay. So tonight we're going to be discussing Iron Man in its excess. That includes Iron Man 1, or just Iron Man. Iron Man 2, classic sequel. Iron Man 3, that everybody hated, but we'll get to that later. The Avengers Part 1. The fact that Avengers Age of Ultron trailer was just released yesterday, so I'm going to talk about that. And the possibility that I've heard that RDJ is doing a fourth Iron Man. And he's also been written into a huge piece of the plot for Captain America 3. So we'll get to all that in this video. So you ready to talk about Iron Man? I know I am. Yeah, so. Alright, start off slow. It's sultry. Let's move you over. Here we go. Iron Man, the first one, came out in 2008. Robert Downey Jr., who is the guy who I completely imagine is Iron Man, will always be Iron Man. I would be disappointed if they replaced him. Like, I'm not saying the next person wouldn't do a good job. It's just that I'm not sure if I'd be able to dig it without RDJ. I think he's a great combination of, like, action and humor and all that stuff. Big fan of his work. Okay, first movie, 2008, The Origin of Iron Man. I think it did a really good job. I'm surprised at it a little bit, that it was so good, because Jon Favreau, who I know from being a actor, directed the film. If you don't know Jon Favreau, he's that kind of chubbier guy who's always with Vince Vaughn in the earlier movies, so you guys pretty much know who he is by now, I imagine. He directed it, and he was in the movie a little bit, and he was really good. Jeff Bridges, dude, with the Obadiah Stane, the freaking goatee and the balding head, this like evil eyes on you, that was badass. All the way to the end, his voice, his whole thing, that was a badass. And to this day, I would say that Iron Man 1, it's very, very close with the Avengers, but Iron Man 1 is probably my favorite Marvel movie, because it's just badass, 100% A to Z, you know what I mean? Great film. If you haven't seen it, most people have seen it. Everybody who watches film has at least seen the Marvel movies, if you're not already a fanboy or a fangirl of some type. So, yeah, great film. 10 out of 10. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I mean, it's still true, but, like, wow. 9 to 10. It's close. Okay, next one. Iron Man 2. One great name for a sequel, right? Came out 2000, and wait for it, 2010. Different. You know, people didn't like it nearly as much. Good plot. He kind of discovers him a little bit more. You get introduced to Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury a little more, since you saw him in the post-credits of Iron Man 1. And Black Widow, who is... I don't know how to describe. I mean, she's attractive, but it's just like... I don't like Scarlett Johansson. She has no emotion in her characters. We'll get into that later. Yeah, Iron Man 2. The best part about that, again, the villain, Mickey Rourke. I guess I'm always a villain rooter. I've noticed that about myself. Mickey Rourke as Whiplash, a.k.a. Ivan Vanko. The mad Russian with the long hair, and it's just like, the whips, badass. Badass. I want my butt. He likes the bird, he hates the bird, he likes the bird. I can't do it. It's like, I want my bud. Well, we got you, but I want my bud. It was weird. Really probably a poor Russian accent from Mickey Rourke, but hey, badass while I had to be badass, I suppose. Yeah, good film. Not as good as the first one, but still pretty good in the end. Don Cheadle, who took over Terrence Howard's role as War Machine, Captain Colonel Rhodes, whatever his name is. So, yeah, Iron Man 3, which was released just a few years ago, like 2000 and... Was it last year? Wow, I guess May of... Yeah, 2013. Yeah, 2013, I think. I saw it in theaters. Saw them all in theaters. Good movie. Not nearly as good as the first two. Again, the villain... let's start here. Half the villain was good. Half the villain was annoying and disappointing. My fans know what I'm talking about when I say that the Mandarin was not a friggin' English guy in some sort of act. Okay, that was the worst idea I've ever seen in my life. The Mandarin is so badass in the comics. I mean, like, incredibly badass. And they gave him no justice. None. A very opposite of justice. No justice. I mean, not this. The opposite of that. It would be no. Yeah, so... But on the other half, you had Guy Pearce as Adrian Veidt, who was the Mandarin, apparently. And he was pretty cool. I liked his whole thing he had going on. Very weird, but pretty cool. I didn't like how it ended. I don't want to spoil how it ended. If you haven't seen him, watch it. I didn't like any of the ending, and my friends have actually agreed with me for the most part with that. Before Iron Man 3 came out, though, in 2012, they made the Avengers. That's why it took so long to make the third one. And the Avengers, anybody who's seen the Avengers knows it kicks ass. 100%. Loki, amazing. And I'll discuss Thor in another video, but Loki, amazing villain. Going to play so many great parts for sure. Amazing. What else? The combination of all the characters, and I thought they culminated into that with all those movies. And we'll discuss the other movies in another video. But the Avengers was amazing. Just the combination of everything. And they're making a second one, which the trailer was just released yesterday. And it's totally, like, they're really switching over to the Marvel Civil War thing. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, dude. Like, the Avengers was awesome. And I heard at first they weren't going to make an Iron Man 4 because he wouldn't do it because of what he was getting paid was totally not equal to what the rest of them were getting paid. And he was trying to be all humanitarian about it, and I understand. Then I heard there might be one. Now he's definitely signed on to Captain America 3, which doesn't come out till like 2016. And then they'll make a fourth Iron Man after the Avengers 2 comes out because this could potentially be the last Avengers movie. And then they'll make another one, but they'll redo the entire cast separate Captain America. I mean, there's all these rumors flying around, so we don't even know what's going to happen. All I can do in this video is tell you that I love all Marvel, all comic book movies. I'm hooked on Gotham now, but all comic book movies, I'm just a freaking nerd. Need a visor. Yeah. So, if you like this video, like it on my Facebook page, subscribe to my Twitter. No, I sound like such a tool. I don't even have a Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube page, and anything else, hit me up on Facebook. Anything you want me to talk about next? I'm going to do the other Marvel videos probably next because it's a huge cinematic universe, Guardians of the Galaxy, that whole thing. So we'll get into all that. Other than that, peace.